Okay. Any questions before we proceed? So we were discussing about how to open an application or a session, right? Different ways we saw, right? The thing is, first one we saw with the menu, how to open a session, correct? And sorry, with that command /o, we can open a session. And next one with the navigation, we can open. And next one with the standard toolbar, we can open. And next one, did I have shown shortcut key, control plus N button, control plus N button, correct? So 4 ways we can open the sessions. So out of this, any questions? Out of this, any questions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next one, we have one more option. For example, so this is very important. I can say that by practice, we will do this. Number of end users will follow. So for example, I have opened one particular screen. For example, I am in opening FB50 screen. FB50 application screen. You need not remember as of now any transaction codes, but just I would like to show you. For example, okay, see here. This is the application where we are doing FB50 posting of GL, so posting of an entry, journal entry watcher, what we call in Tally. So here I have already opened one application. Then I want to open another application. I want to open another application. For example, here I have mentioned, write it down, opening a new session. If possible, write it down, opening a new session, opening a new session without closing, without closing, without closing existing screen, without closing existing screen or application, existing application, existing application. See here, how many sessions are opened here? How many sessions are opened?
One.
Only one. What is the transaction code? What is the application? FB50. So I want to open one more application without closing this. Without closing this, I would like to open one more application. So whenever you want to open any new application without closing the existing application, then okay, /o. Okay, so it's nothing but O is nothing but it will open a new session without closing an existing session. So for example, FBL, this is one more application, FBL3N. I'll explain while doing GL module, what is this FBL3N, FB50 and other stuff. But meanwhile, just I would like to show you this. So FBL3N, this is an application, new application. Okay, and I would like to open in another application screen, not in the existing screen. So whenever we want to open a new screen, so we need to type it as in /o as we saw last week, and we need to give the extension of the transaction code, application code. Okay, so press enter. Press enter. So you can see here. So this is GL account line item display. So without opening, you can see now two screens. The existing skill already is there, that is FB60, and one more screen is opened here, FBL3N. If I want to open one more screen called F-07, outgoing payment, GL outgoing payment. So what I need to do, how many sessions we can open at a time? Maximum six sessions. Okay, so here you can see here /o, okay, F-07. So what is the functionality of /o? It will open a new session without closing the existing session. So now F-07, this is an application. Press enter. See here, post outgoing payments. So here you can see 3 sessions at a time, 1, 2, 3. Is this clear? Any questions on this particular step? What is the functionality of /o? Already we saw /o and FB command. So you can write syntax /o without space transaction code /o transaction code. Just write it down.
So this one would mean is it will open a new window with the new transaction code. Right?
Correct. Exactly. So like that, how many transactions we can open application? That's 6 applications with any other transaction. Clear? Any questions on this? Any questions? Okay. So one more. Write down one more step. Opening new session or new application by closing the existing application by closing the existing application So syntax here /n transaction code /n transaction code. What I'll do is first I'll close this. Okay. Now, how many applications are open? How many? Only one. What is the application we have opened? Which application is this? FB50. So here I want to open new application by closing this. By closing this, I would like to open on top of this system. I need to open one more application. For example, if I say so /o will open a new by retaining the existing application, but here /o FBL 3n. I'm saying sorry /n. It's not /o /n. What is /n? What is the functionality of /n? Is it will close the existing application, whatever existing application FB50 is there, it will close that and it will open a new application, whatever transactions we are going to give. So here I'm giving /n FBL 3n. So the difference between /o and /n. /o will open a new session, new screen without closing the existing session. But what /n will perform? /n will perform, it will close the existing application and open a new application, whatever command we will give. So here you can see, again, I'm reiterating how many sessions are open now. Only one, right? That is FB60 application. Now you can see, press enter. See here. So FB L3N session is open, GL account line item display. Correct? Now you can see how many sessions are there. Only one session. FB50, this particular application FB60 is closed. On that itself, it got opened GL account line item display. Right? I want to open one more on this only. I want to close this application. I want to open outgoing payments. So same /n F-07 /n F-07. Press enter. So outgoing payment application has been opened. Our application screen is open, but you can see the existing only one application is open. Any questions here? /n and /o.
Yeah, Naveen, in case like we are working on 3 applications,
Okay.
this will close only the one where we are entering
Exactly.
information,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Not all 3. If you can see here, if I say here /o incoming payments, I'll open /o F-06. I'm typing /o. What it will perform?
Add a screen screen,
Sorry?
that screen.
Yeah, another screen slash o, it will open, it will see here, this is outgoing payment, that is incoming payment. See, you can say slash o f-06 incoming payment, and next one, this is outgoing payment. Fine. So same thing, if I slash n, if I outgoing payment slash n, again I'm doing FB50. See, outgoing payment screen will be closed, and on that, did I open slash o, slash n only, right? So GL account document, but the other screen, it remains the same. Post incoming payments. Is this clear? The functionality of slash n and slash o.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one. So write down the syntax for this. Okay, and after this, close the empty sessions. Okay, how to close the sessions? We can close the sessions in 3 different ways. We can close the sessions, whatever opened sessions are there, those sessions we can open in 3 different ways. First one, select end session, select end session option from system menu, from system menu. So what does it mean? For example, I'm opening few more sessions, total 6 sessions. Generate. Okay, so I'm opening 2, 3. You can see here total how many sessions are open. 1, 2, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll open one more session. Now you can see total 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I would like to close this particular application, but this particular screen. Okay, so we have different ways we can close the session. So what it is showing, system and end session, with this is with menu bar. So here you can go systems, okay, systems, and close GUI window. In some screens it will show end session or close GUI window. Close GUI window. So press close GUI window. Now you can see 6 out of 6 there will be available only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear? Any questions? So whatever session you will try to close, that particular session it will be get closed. Okay, next one, second option. Closing the session with the transaction code. Closing the session with the transaction code. So /i in command field. /i in command field. /i in the command field. So here you can type here /i in the command field. So press enter. That's it. You can see the session has been closed. Earlier it was 5, 1, now it is available only 4. Means whatever session you want to close, you can type /i. Okay, so the 4th session I am closing now. So /i, without going menu bar, directly we can type here /i and press enter. Now only 3 sessions will be available. 1, 2, 3. Clear? Any questions? Any questions? Yes, no?
Okay, all okay.
Okay. Next one. Closing the application closing the application with Windows option. With Windows option. With Windows option. Okay, with Windows option. So here, this is the Windows option, close button. Normally, how we close Excel or window, Word or whatever doc, PowerPoint. So here we can click on close. So 3 sessions are open. If I click on this, one more session will be closed. See here, only 2 are available. Any questions in closing the sessions and opening the sessions? /o /n difference? In 3 different ways we can close it. Any questions here? Yes, no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Next one. Logging of SAP system. Okay. So, and one more thing before that, I would like to tell you, whatever may be the screen, whatever may be the application, whatever may be the screen, 2 things are common, 2 menu bars, 2 menus are common. The one is, these can be get changed. This menu is document, edit, go to settings. These can be changed. Okay. But the system and help will be common for any screen. Okay. For example, if I take same slide, we have already opened with FP60, right? See here, system and menu. So these 2 are common in any of the screens. This maybe get changed if you're in few screens, but you will find these 2 options, these 2 menus bars, these 2 menu bars are common for any screen and any application. Just write it down for your benefit. Just write it down. In any application, or any session in SAP, system menu, and help menu are the standard menus. System menu and help menu are the standard menus. The other menus may change application to application. The other menus may change application to application. Is this clear? Any questions on this?
Naveen, you mean to say, like, if you see in the settings, beside that, there might be any fields that is going to be changed, right?
Here it will be get changed according to application to application.
Okay.
Document, edit, go to settings kind of things. It may change, but majority it will be there. But again, I'm telling you, the application to application, it may get changed. Whatever may be the module, again, I'm telling you, whatever may be the not only FI module, if you take MM module or any module, okay, these 2 will not be these 2 will be the same. It will not going to change. You in any module menu bar, you will find these 2 options, system menu and help menu. Is that clear? And remaining will may get changed. Fine. Any questions? Yeah. So do we need to remember this? Absolutely not. But why again I'm reiterating for you people in the sense. So this is the point where we need to stress with the client. Stress to the client. These 2 are the common standard. Hope you got my point. Yes, no? Okay.
Yes, Naveen.
Next one, log off. Select log off means I said how to close the application, SAP application completely. So select log off option. Select log off option. Select log off option from system menu. System menu. System menu to come out of from SAP. Come out of from SAP. When we select log off option, when we select log off option, it will show a pop-up message, a pop-up message, a pop-up message as a pop-up message as unsaved data will be lost. Unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to log off? Do you want to log off? With two options. With two options, yes and no. To log off, we need to select yes option. We need to select yes option. Okay. So same like your Windows, MS Word or MS Excel, whatever we see, if 10 applications are open, then if you are clicking on yes, close, okay, then it will show it as in, do you want to save the document or not? Correct. So in the same way, for example, I have opened 4 applications. 4 applications I have opened. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it is a log off option. So click on system. So total 4 application screens are open, right? So here you can see log off. So here, if you click on log off, all the script, it will come out of from entire SAP. So it is asking same whatever I mentioned, unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to log off? Click on yes button. If you click on yes, then it will come out of from SAP, completely SAP. See here, no screens, nothing. Clear? At a time, we can open any number of screens directly by pressing log off. Okay. So next, again, I'm logging in. Okay, one more application I'm opening. 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 One more application, normal application I'm opening. Okay, so total how many I have opened here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if I log out of what it will show, system log off, then it will show a message, unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to save it? Right? Yes, or do you want to log off? Yes or no, we know that. Now there is one more option with the command field. In the command field, we can close the application. Write down that. So 6 screens are opened here. So write down to close all the sessions, to close all the sessions at a time. At a time. Write down transaction code /NEX /NEX. This transaction code, this transaction code close all opened applications without showing the warning message. Means we can close all the screens, but when I say /NEX in command field, then it will not prompt this particular warning message. Unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to save it? So you can see here \NEX /NEX. Are you able to see this? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So /NEX. So what happens? How many applications are opened here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So at a time, it will close all the sessions. That's it. You can see it's not shown this particular warning message, and everything was closed. Any questions on this? So we can close with menu bar. We can close with transaction code, command field. Command field to close all the sessions at a time /NEX. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So it will be mostly used when we are trying to log off the system rather
Correct,
closing each and
exactly.
every.
Six
Yeah.
sessions. You want
Yeah.
to open one after the other. Instead of that, you can close /NEX.
Okay.
It will come out from complete SAP. Okay. Any questions here? Fine. So the most important, write down, put a heading as an application attribute, SAP application field attributes. So again, I need to log in. So I'm opening this one, which will have a many fields. So you can see any any screen, we have these are called fields. Whatever you can see here, the boxes, those are called as in fields. Okay. So I would like to explain the attributes of each field. You are able to see this fields, right? I would like to explain each and every field, what exactly it is. So write down SAP application field attributes. So any screen, you will have the same attributes. So write down any SAP application will have the following attributes, the following field attributes. You can write it down, the following field attributes. So first most important one, text field. Okay. So here text field is an optional field. And it's not a mandatory field. Without giving any information or data, we can move to the next fields. So here, see. So here document number, it is saying it's a number, correct? But here reference number, reference, document header text, right? Clearing text, right? Cross company code, So here amount, bank charges, right? Text, value date. So here these are considered as text fields. These are considered as an text fields without giving, it's an optional field by default. SAP standard application provided text fields as a optional fields. Understood? Text fields are considered as an optional fields without giving any information in this particular fields. In this particular fields, we can move to the next field. We can move to the next field. Is this clear? Any questions? So text fields are optional fields in SAP standard field attributes. Remember that. So any questions here before I proceed to the next?
So Naveen,
Yeah.
how can we recognize it is a text field by seeing that attribute there?
Yes. See, I'll explain that. If after showing matter attributes of next option mandatory, then you will understand this.
Okay.
Okay. So next one, write down mandatory fields. Mandatory fields in SAP applications. In SAP applications, few fields are mandatory fields. Mandatory fields without giving information, without giving information or data, in the field, the system will not allow us to move next field. For example, see here. So mandatory fields, normally what we will have is, see here you will find the tick mark on the top, here, here, right? So what does it indicates? Wherever it is the right tick mark on the top left hand side, clear the tick marks. So which indicates that it's a mandatory field. It's a mandatory field. Without giving the data, we can't go ahead. If I'm trying to enter, you can see it will show an error message on the bottom. Fill all required entry fields. Required entry fields is nothing but a mandatory fields. And what are the mandatory fields here? Right? So what are the mandatory fields here in this particular screen? In this particular application?
Which are all in text box.
Right? What is the date, document date?
Document date, account,
Account,
company code, currency
company
rate.
code, currency rate. Clear?
Yeah.
So these are mandatory fields without giving any information or data into this particular fields. The system will not allow us to move forward and it will show this particular message. Okay. Fill in all required entry fields. Right? So by looking at this, now you can understand what are mandatory fields. Okay, leave it about text fields, but are you able to understand what are the mandatory fields in this particular screen?
Yes, sir.
By looking at that, right? Next.
Naveen, it is not showing our SAP version, which we have got it.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
It is not showing in SAP version, which we have got it.
SAP version, you need to go in, you need to check system status. In the status, it will.
That is fine. I am having the same version, Banker, but this is not showing. There is no tick in any of the column.
No, it will be there. Mandatory fields will be there like that.
But
yeah, it will be there in any version. Again, I'm telling you. Got my point?
Yeah, but I cannot see a single tick.
Which screen you are using?
Same, which GUI version, which
No,
gaming.
I'm asking which application you are using. Is it what transaction you are using?
Post ordering payments.
Or can you share your screen?
Like, should I share the picture in the WhatsApp group?
No problem. We will see later then. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Next one. It will be there, however. Fine. Next one.
Ah,
These are called mandatory fields and date fields. This is another important field. So what I'll do, I'll cover the date field part later because it's a little huge. Okay. We will discuss next one. First, I'll discuss about drop down, drop down fields. What do you mean by drop down fields in the sense? For example, see here, we have a few drop down options here. You can see here, type is a drop down, account type is a drop down. So what do you mean by drop down? So if you click here, this is a document type. So if you click on here, it will show already default document types, which is SAP provided. So the complete list it will show. Understood? This is called drop down. So where you can see here already existing some data will be exist. If you click on that, then it will show the other options. According to our requirement, we need to select. For example, I would like to select essay. Essay. Clear? So drop down in the sense it will be show the list of predefined standard items which is provided by SAP, that it will display. Same time you can see here two drop down fields are there here. One is account type, that is nothing but type, and account type. One is document type and account type. You can see here. If you click here, again you can find magnifier button, search button. So you can see here. Understood everyone, this is?
Yes.
Asset, customers, vendors, material and GL accounts. These are the fields. So wherever by default it is there, data. So whether you can find the search button, then which means that if you click here, which means that this is a drop down list, drop down field. So how many drop down fields are there in this particular screen?
I think two or
Only
three.
two. Only two. Only. Two only. Clear? You can. So by looking at this particular screen, are you able to make out which are a mandatory field and which are the drop down fields? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next one. Next field. Radio button field. Radio buttons. Radio buttons. Radio buttons. Write down. Radio buttons. In radio buttons option, we can select one option at a time. We can select one option at a time. At a time. Okay. So here you can see here in this particular. So these are called radio buttons. So you can select none or amount. See how many I can able to select here, only one option, right? If I can select none, then it will be deactivated other. If I select document number, other will be amount, none will not be get selected. And same time posting date. So others are deactivated. Dunning area, others. Hope you got understand, right? So what does it mean? If you want to generate any specific report of outgoing payment, how you want to do outgoing payment as per amount wise, document number wise, posting date wise, dunning area, or any other options. Okay, so we can select only one at a time, not all, or we can't select all. Is this clear? Now you understood what are, so out of this particular screen, what are the mandatory fields, what are the drop down fields, and what are the radio buttons fields? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Right. So next one, checkbox, checkboxes, checkboxes. Okay. The check, we can select one checkbox or multiple checkboxes or all the checkboxes at a time. One checkbox or multiple checkbox or all the checkboxes at a time. All the checkboxes at a time. Is this clear? So here, what does it mean in the sense? So I want to generate a report according to distribute to age. And same time, one more report I would like to generate automatic search. And I would like, see here, I'm able to select 1, 2 and invoice summary. Okay. And next one, we can select other accounts. So like this, here in the radio buttons, we can select only one option. But whenever we call it as in check boxes, we can select one or more than one or all. Clear? According to the client requirement, how they want to generate the report. According to that, they can select. So I would like to say, I would like to see only automatic search and standard outstanding invoices or open invoices. So here you can see 1, 2, 3. I have selected and other two I have ignored. Clear? We can select one or multiple or all, anything according to the requirement, what kind of report we want to generate in outgoing payment. So don't go with what reports were, just I'm telling you, in the check boxes, we can select either one or two or multiple or all together. But in radio buttons, is that option available? Can we select 1, 2, 3, 3 options at a time?
No, we cannot.
We cannot. Clear? So this is the difference between a checkbox and this one. Radio buttons. Now you understood in this particular screen, what are the mandatory fields? Okay. And what are the checkboxes and what are the radio buttons? And what are the drop down fields? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, Naveen.
Yeah. Next, go ahead with the most important date. Date field. Write down. Why I'm saying important in the sense, see here, we have number of dates, document date, posting date, clear? Next one, we have one more date, value date, right? So lot of date, system date, right? What is the difference between each and every date? That we need to understand. What is the difference between a value date and a document date? Any idea? What exactly the value date is? How it is differ from your posting date and document date?
Value date is kind of at end of month end date. It is
No,
considered
no.
as month
Posting
end.
date you can take it right. Month end date, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what is the
Naveen, the
difference?
posting
Value
date.
date is irrelevant to your end date, month end date, or quarter end date, or year end date.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a different thing.
Relevant.
So the
That date is
posting date
nothing but
would
realization date.
be
Sorry,
Realization date.
what do you mean by realization date?
Okay, let's say validate. Let's say bank accounts mainly we use value date. So
Uh-huh.
the date which amount is getting cleared in system. So that's called value date.
Yeah, I'll explain. I'll explain. So each and every date. So just write it down. First one, date field. Date field. there are different types of date field. There are different types of date fields. Okay, for example, write down on 29/6 we have purchased material, write down, purchased material from XYZ supplier on a credit basis. So what we have done on 29/6, we have purchased material from XYZ supplier on a credit basis. It's not a cash transaction. So billing address and shipping address is Hyderabad office, plant is in BHEL. Plant is in BHEL and office is in Hyderabad. Okay, so what vendor has sent is, what vendor has done is, vendor has sent an invoice. So we have purchased goods on 29th of June. So normally we went to showroom, we purchased something and showroom will deliver the goods to us, to our residential address or whatever address we have mentioned. So it will not happen on 29th evening we purchased, we have placed the order. So what they have done is the vendor has sent okay, what vendor has sent invoice through courier. What vendor has bill has been sent, vendor has sent the invoice bill through a courier and received invoice on 30th of June. We purchased the goods and goods on 29th of June. Vendor sent an invoice on 30th of June. Due to some reason, what we need to do, our accounts payable department received the invoice on 30th June, correct? In that particular day cycle, they have received. But due to some reason, they the entry is not possible on the same day, means it has to be booked in the system, it has to be recorded in the system on 30th of June, on 30th of June 2023. But due to some reason the entry has not booked, in the system on 30th of June, and it is booked on, okay, and it is not and same day, and it is booked on 1/7, very next day it has been booked. Okay, so we have purchased the goods on 29th of June and vendor sent the invoice on 30th of June. But normally whenever we receive the invoice we need to book, but due to some reason, book in the sense record the transaction in the books of accounts, but due to some reason we are not able to record the transaction on the same day. What we have done is we have recorded the transaction next day, that is nothing but 1st July. Okay, so what does it mean actually? So let me change the dates here. What is these different dates we are going to call actually? Okay, so here on 29th, on 29/6, whatever we purchased, whatever document we purchased, clear, that date we call it as a document date, because in the vendor system they have made a sale on 29/6, 2023, clear. According to vendor billing, on the bill they will mention the sales process has been done on 29/6, 2023, clear. So this particular date means whenever we purchased, that date we call it as a document date, the actual purchase date, whatever mentioned in the invoice, on the invoice. Understood what do you mean by document date? Even though you have not received your goods, or invoice on that particular day, but you made a purchase or the vendor made a sale to us. Okay, that date we call it as a document date. Is this clear, everyone? Yes, no? Hello?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah, Naveen, it is clear.
It's a document date. And next one, we have one more field. Okay, so 30th 6. So what we have done, okay, vendor sent invoice through courier. Okay, 30th 6. This is supposed to be entered on 30th date. 30th date. Okay. So what we have done, but now we are in 1st June. We are in 1st July. Okay. So here this date is nothing but means what we are supposed to do. We need to enter the transaction on 30th of June. 30th of June. But we missed to enter. We missed to enter that particular date, 30th date. But even though we are in 1st July, for example, even though we are in 1st July, but what we have done, user has done is he has posted 0106, sorry, 30th 06 2023 means the posting date. Actually, we are in 1st of July, but we are entering on 1st of July, but we are changing the posting date. Why? Because we have received the invoice yesterday. That is on 30th June. We have received 30th June, we have received, but we forget to enter or some other reason we have not able to enter, and we are recording the transaction on 1st of July. But even though we are entering on 1st of July, so we need to hide that we are entering on 1st of July. What we made is we have entered the transaction on 30th. We have changed the posting date. We have changed the posting date to 30th of July. Sorry, 30th of June. Is this clear? Any questions in this particular posting date and document date? We can change document date. We can change posting date. Is this clear? We can change document date and we can change posting date. There is
So
one
Naveen,
more. Yes, sir.
if we are like if we are trying to close AP books, for example, Workday one AP books will be closed.
Correct.
So in this case, if we want to book any AP related entries, then what will be the case?
That's what the books will be open, right? The GL side, the books will be open till whatever date as per the company to company. They will close workday one evening, late evening. The books will be closed, and some organization they will close workday two. Clear. So at that particular point of time, you are in 1st of July or 2nd of July, but still you need to enter the books. Posting date would be on 30th of June, last day, because this particular transactions, whatever you are entering, that will be related to that particular month.
Okay.
Okay. Unless until the books are opened for June month, till that date, we can enter the entries.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we can change two dates here, document date and posting date, if the books are opened for June month. Clear? In end user company, what GL people, GL team will control this posting date column. They will open and they will close the periods. Clear? That we will discuss in future. For example, I'll show you one more date we have. /FB03. Like to check any company codes are there. Nothing, no entries are there. Because actually the server got crashed. Whatever data we had earlier, that entire thing was Let me check any other entries. These are data. I'll show you. Okay. For example, I'm opening one entry. See here. In this particular thing, you can see here, document date is something different. See here, document date, you can find it. You can see here, document date, posting date, and entry date. Clear? Document date, posting date, and entry date. You know what do you mean by document date? Whenever we purchase goods or services, so that date, whatever it is mentioned on the invoice, so that date is nothing but a document date. And what is the posting date? Posting date is nothing but when we are recording, not when, the day actually we are supposed to enter the transaction. So that date we are calling it as a posting date. But actually when we have recorded the transaction, we are supposed to enter the transaction on which date we are supposed to enter?
Before month end.
Before no, actually, yeah, that is nothing but we are in 1st of July, but
Yeah.
that has to be entered in 30th of June.
Mhm.
Okay, but we missed out. And
Yeah.
on 1st of July, what we have done is we have changed the date of 1st July and we have taken 30th of June. 30th of June. So that is called a posting date. But whatever may be the date, okay, here you said that, okay, your manager assigned 60 invoices to you. He has given 60 invoices to punch on that particular day. And what you have done is you have posted 55 invoices. You have posted 55 invoices on that particular day. You missed out 5 invoices to post, 5 invoices to record. Okay, and you thought that, okay, my manager won't ask. What I'll do is I'll come tomorrow early, I'll log in tomorrow early, and what I'll do, whatever pending invoices are there, I'll book it tomorrow. Okay, by changing the posting date. So it will be shown the posting date as in yesterday's date only. So how my manager will caught? Because all the 55 transactions I have posted with yesterday, means yesterday date, posting date will be there, correct? But other 5 invoices also, what I did is I have trying to post tomorrow, or you can take yesterday. I am supposed to post all the 60 invoices yesterday. Okay, due to some reasons, I have posted only 55 invoices with yesterday's posting date. Okay, and I said my manager that I have posted all the 60. He won't do immediate audit on the by EOD, right? So what we did is we have logged in early today, because we know that yesterday documents are supposed missed, 5 documents are missed to post. Clear? So what we have done is we have changed the posting date in the system. As soon as you log in, it will show which posting date. By default it is showing today's date, means it's a server date 31/6. So what I did, I have changed 29/6 2023 posting date. So if I post this transaction, suppose the entry is 5 entries, it will show posting date, it will show it as a 29/6. But actually I am posting on 30th of June. I'm posting on 30th. So I feel that, okay, my manager won't caught because I'm not changing the posting date. I'm taking the posting date as in yesterday. When he generate the books on which date, posting date, as per the posting date, what are the transactions are booked on 30th of June, then automatically it will show your yesterday's 55 and today's 5 books, 5 transactions also. But where the auditor will caught in the sense, even though whatever maybe posting date you have taken, whatever maybe the posting date you have taken. So here the system will capture the system server date. The SAP captures the server date. We can manipulate at a document date and posting date, but we can't manipulate the entry date. By default, it will take system server date, which means you change the posting date as in 29th, but the system date, it will show clearly 30th of June, you have booked the transaction with the time. This is nothing but your server date and server time. We can't manipulate this date and this time. Hope you got my point. So anyone can bluff anywhere, but in SAP, everything we can't bluff anywhere or any system. In any other ERP, it is possible, but in SAP, accurate. That's the reason. The main feature of SAP is the accuracy. It plays a vital role in accuracy because it will give you the accurate results. The user may try to bluff, but the system won't. Any questions on this particular system? So here we have entry date. Clear? So as I said that, so on which date we are showing it, it is called entry date. Right, everyone? Any questions on this? Yes, no?
It means in this SAP, we can't hide any point or any transaction.
Anything we can't. Only by time being, probably we may do it, but one or the other day we will cut. That's the reason it will generate whatever reports, it will generate accurate reports. Any questions here? Understood? So here, what is this 29/6? This is nothing but your document date. 30th/6, 2022 is your posting date. Probably we have changed, but we can't change entry date, which will be captured by system. Right? So whatever. So we call it as a document date is also known as a vendor invoice date. Okay. Next one, on which day we are recording, even though we have supposed to update on 30th/6, we are updating on 1st June, but we are taking posting date as on 30th/6. So that is called ledger updation date or posting date. Next one, 1/7. This is captured by, we won't enter this. This is captured by system. So write down. Document date. Transaction occurred date. Transaction occurred date between company and party is known as document date. Document date. Next one, posting date. Posting date. Okay. The date will be used. The date will be used to record ledger updating date in SAP system. The ledger updation date or nothing but recording of books. In manual we call it as a recording of books. Next one, entry date. The date will be captured. This is very, very important. Entry date, you can put a star mark. The date will be captured. The date will be captured by the system with current date and time or application server date and time. Application server date and time. So what do you mean application server date and time? It's normally capture server date and time. Means you are in India. You are in India. Now your date is 31/7 and 7:55 a.m. But your server is in US. Your server is US. So almost 12 hours back, right? So if you are posting an entry and your server is in US, then the entry date would be captured according to your US date and US time, not Indian time and Indian date. As per your server date and your server time, it will capture. Is that clear? So note, write down a note. This is very important. Note, the entry date cannot be entered manually, or modified by the end users. Is that screen? Is that clear? Any questions on these three: document date, posting date, and entry date? Yes, no?
Yes.
Clear, right? So what we will do is already 7:56. We'll stop here itself, and tomorrow we will see the most three important dates: translation date and value date and a baseline date. And apart from that, we are going to start tomorrow the settings, basic settings of SAP. Okay. Any other questions before we wind up? So basic, whenever our client purchases the server, it would be empty and it will have predefined SAP standard configurations and everything, right? So whenever we visit the client place, what are the first steps before entering organization structure into the system? What are the basic pre steps we need to do? Clear? So that we will see in tomorrow's session. Any questions?
So thank you.
Okay, thank you. See, again, I'm telling you, before, this is very, very important for any consultant, not for end user. When we enter into end user's place, client place, before doing a configuration, what are the prerequisites we need to do? What are the prerequisites we need to do? So that we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay, thank you very much. See you in tomorrow's session. Is that okay?
Yeah, Naveen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.